Hi guys, after driving the Kia EV6 at SMMT, I thought I've got to experience one of these for a full week. Now the one next to me is the Kia EV6 GT Line S all-wheel drive, so a higher spec than the one before. But the question is, what are the 5 things I loved and hated whilst living with the Kia EV6? Number 1, it has to be the looks. Like I said in the previous video, it's sleek, it's sexy, and it really has a design element to it. We've got the GT exterior styling, LED lights, 20-inch alloys with some fat tyres on them, and my favourite features have to be this luxurious style pop-out door handles.
The EV6 is a new platform for Kia, including showcasing their newer badge. It shows a step forward in sleek and stylish design, and it certainly stands out from the crowd, not just because of its size. Even the attention to detail is impressive.
You also get a rear spoiler. Personally, I prefer the front of the car to the rear because to me, it looks like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. But I must admit, Eeyore was my favourite character, so we'll make do. Number 2 is going to be the interior. I mean, Kia have seriously stepped up their game in terms of quality. It's incredibly driver's focused, as you can tell with the screens being directed here towards the driver. Both screens are 12.3 inches. And they have everything you need, like Apple CarPlay, sat nav, and even some intelligent bits about the car. But don't forget you've got a heads-up display as well. You've even got a sunroof, you've got heated and cooled seats, wireless charging, plenty of storage everywhere. I mean, it just makes it a really nice cockpit to be. You're going to find plenty of space in the rear. I mean, just look at this legroom for all 3 passengers. Headroom, you've got a slanted roof, so it's not as much as maybe some of the bigger SUVs, but for an adult, I can't complain at all. You've also got lots of attention to detail here. You've got your Meridian sound speakers, you've got heated seats, there's heated seats in the rear. You've also got USB-C charging points. I mean, if you're sat in the rear seats of this car for a long journey, it's like being chauffeured. What more could you want? Number 3 is going to be the drive, but before we get into that, let's go through the facts and figures. This model has 321 brake horsepower, 605 Nm of torque, and a 0 to 60 time of just 5.2 seconds. But remember, with this being an electric car, it weighs over 2 tons, so it's pretty impressive. So what do all those facts and figures mean though when we come to driving the car? Well, it means you can do things like pull onto a motorway and have full confidence in your vehicle. As well, you can have a little bit of fun with it. Ride-wise, we are going down a very bumpy country lane, and the McPherson strut front suspension is doing exactly what it should. It's soaking up all those bumps and meaning we can really relax and not worry too much about it. Car's doing all of the hard work for us. Being all-wheel drive, we've got a ton of grip even when it's wet. So you're going to have a lot of trust and confidence in the Kia all year round, whether it's snow, wind, rain, or even glorious sunshine, where you can actually then extract a little bit of fun out of it. You've got a really low centre of gravity, and even though it weighs over 2 tons, it corners really well. It's just settled and not too much body roll. Everything has just been very, very well calculated and designed, from the steering to the brakes, the handling. It makes it a very nice car to drive. It's relaxing, which I think can be quite difficult when there's so much traffic on the road. You've got roadworks everywhere, and driving can actually be quite stressful. But mixed with the safety systems that I'll touch on a little bit later, it does mean that you don't feel so worked up after you've had a long drive. In fact, it can almost be quite the opposite. Number 4, it ticks off every EV quality that you expect from your electric car. It's quiet, it's smooth, and it's comfortable. Has a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery. Now it's capable of charging AC up to 11 kilowatts and DC 350 kilowatts, which will take you 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes. You're also going to find flappy paddles, but not for changing gears. We're in an EV, guys. They're actually for your regenerative braking to make it stronger or weaker. So if you're someone that doesn't like the harsh regenerative braking, you can tune it down. But if you're someone that wants to maximise the most out of your electric battery, you can whack it up to full. Number 5 has to be Kia's commitment to safety, especially in the EV6. You have a ton of different features like lane change assist, blind spot monitor, you've got intelligent speed limit assist, brake assist, and loads more.
Don't forget the extremely clever heads-up display, meaning you don't have to take your eyes off the road. All of these features can put in a lot of confidence to ensure your safety.
We all know I love a fun and quirky feature, and this is the one with a Kia. Now we just hold this button, let the car wake up, and I can move it without even having to be in the car. To keep this review fair, what are the 5 things I didn't like so much? Number 1, it's something I mention often, but a lack of physical buttons. All your heating system, apart from on and off and hot and cold, is all touchscreen. Here, your heated seat system, again, is touchscreen. But thankfully, your steering wheel, you've still got some proper buttons. Number 2, has to be when you're driving along, listening to your music, but you want to change the song. On the steering wheel, you go up or down, not left to right like normal. That one confused me a little bit. Number 3 is to do with the boot. Now, although we've got 480 litres, I just feel due to the sloping roof, you've kind of lost out a little bit on the boot height. Now, as you can see with the parcel shelf, it comes in around about underneath my shoulder. So you don't want to be stacking things too high, but you have got a lot of depth if you need. Number 4, I'm going to have to touch on the range. Now, Kia predict up to 300 miles of combined driving, but that's a WLTP test. I've seen up to 250 with 100% charge, but I must admit it is a little bit cold at the moment. Now we're coming into November, and well, I think it's safe to say I don't have the gentlest of right foots. And last but not least, number 5, I'm going to have to touch on the price. It comes in at £56,245 for the spec next to me. Now that does sound like a lot of money, but then again, you're getting a lot of car for that price too. Things like the size of it, the practicality, all the technology that's gone into it. And don't forget a 7-year warranty as well. So there we have it, a week with the Kia EV6. Safe to say, I've enjoyed it. So there we had it, guys. You all know the drill. To make my journey your journey, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.